Should go get some breakfast.
Can we smell it in the hut? Does the do scents permeate the hut?
Yeah, yeah, you can smell that breakfast is going inside the ranch.
That's
I'll say that some smells are coming through.
Oh,
It's not
before
a
we
harmful. Yeah, it's nothing that's gonna harm you guys, so I have no problem with that happening.
before we go there, what do you guys think he did?
like what
What
kind
kind
of
of crime?
what kind of criminal do we think he's?
Yeah.
Arson.
Burglar.
What?
Burglar.
Burglar. Um.
I'll go pull Ronan back in if he's not in here yet. Ronan, get in here.
Or a
hello?
murderer.
Did Ronan tell us like how like strong he is or like his level, like that type of stuff? Like, do we don't know that?
No.
Yeah, Ronan would know. Yeah, he knows. He puts him at like farmer level. Like this man, it's like episode 1 of Dragon Ball Z where he looks at the guy, the farmer, and his power level so low. It's like that. He doesn't know like what his attack roll is gonna be, but he knows it's not gonna be very fucking high.
So Milo will just be like, I mean, if he's telling the truth and he's never really like left here, if this has kind of been his life, my only guess is that he like sold someone out, like he blames someone else for something he did, or and that's all I can really gather from someone who keeps to himself. And what is he? Does he brew wine or mead? I don't remember. Which one was it?
Cider.
Oh, it's cider.
Apples.
Neither.
And he's a sheep herder as well.
Right.
He's got a lot of livestock in terms of like sheep and all that.
If Milo wasn't Milo, he'd be like, sheep herder. Okay, well, there's something else there.
By the way his wife or his woman talked to him, I think at one point in time he was probably a bandit, or he had the balls to actually go do stuff on his own. So I would say he's probably like a murderer or something, even though he looks normal, mundane. Maybe it was like a crime of passion. Maybe he killed for her.
Maybe.
I hope so, because that'd be a better story than just burglary.
Honestly, if I was, I don't know, if I was killing someone to protect my wife, I don't think I'd consider myself a criminal, right?
Well, yeah, but others would. Others would try to come after you,
Yeah.
Be a criminal in that aspect.
Right, but he sounded like very like down on himself about his past.
I think it didn't help that his wife was shooting him, because he almost got his son killed. So
Right.
I think that's probably added to the reason why he was so down.
Well, I mean, I suppose we're gonna find out, right? Let's.
Oh yeah, that's the first thing we're talking about.
Yeah. Bacon and.
What if he was a poisoner? What if he What if he poisoned our food?
I can try it first. I
Yes.
can't really eat, but
Yeah, I think we should let Ronan, the Warforged, the non-human, try.
You can run the
Any
scrambled
food.
eggs all over your faceplate.
Delicious.
it tastes amazing.
I'm sorry for breaking you guys' conversation.
Yo, no, that was fine. Alright, let's go have some breakfast. I kind of want some cider for breakfast. I don't know about you guys, but it sounds pretty good with some bacon and eggs.
Oh yeah.
Assuming there's bacon. Maybe it's like mutton. Maybe we're having like, is there like the equivalent of bacon with sheep? I don't think I've had that before.
Mutton, I think mutton is from that, or goat, isn't it?
Yeah, mutton is sheep,
That's-
but is
yeah,
there like
that's-
is
yeah,
there
mutton
like
is sheep, right,
is
yeah.
there like the equivalent of bacon from a sheep?
Oh, bacon for sheep. I am not Gordon Ramsay in real life, my
No,
friend.
we'll have some steak and eggs, some mutton
Yeah.
steak and eggs. Yeah,
Let's do it.
let's go.
As you are leaving your hut and like approaching the ranch and the smells of food and the sounds of the house itself, you notice that somebody is outside tending the flock. Probably one of the siblings. It's tough to say. Somebody is outside working even at this like hour, and you get to the door, and it's part open, and you can like see inside. Like the inner door is not like shut, just like this, outer wooden like wiring screen. You can see in, and you see the wife. She sees you, and she calls over. She's like, they're here, and she rushes over to let you in, and she immediately is friendly and cordial. She's standing about like 5'2", in decent tunics for a rancher family. They're good quality clothes and everything. They're not like crap ragged peasant clothing like you've seen in some of the places. And she quickly opens up the door and says, please come in. Thank you so much. It looks like the husband is like in the kitchen like tending to some of the meat and things, and there's a couple stew pots. It looks like some of the other kids are helping. Inside is fairly big. There's it looks like there's even like a little bit of an entrance hall, like a sitting area where you can like sit down and get your like boots off and all that. He has a nice house for this area of the kingdom for sure. And inside it looks like there's a somewhat furnished living area with a couple tables and like wooden hand carved chairs and things like that, with a fireplace with a nice hearth, stone laid and everything. And then inside is further in is the kitchen. It looks like there's stairs that go up into an upper level when you walk into your left. That's how it looks firsthand. And she welcomes you all in, lets you take off your boots or whatever the hell, and she says, "Did you sleep well?"
Actually, yeah. For the first time in a while. Thank you for asking. It was nice.
We finally got sleep when you all arrived. It was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. We were all afraid. So thank you for intervening when you did. You can tell like she feels like a bit awkward. She's trying to be curt with you. She's trying to be direct with you and polite and respectful, and she feels very out of place with this. You can tell. And with that, she goes back into the kitchen and begins helping her husband. One of the boys comes over to you and says, "Thank you for rescuing Ilnor, sir. It's much appreciated." And then he kind of doesn't even fully wait for an answer. He just kind of scurries off. Finally, as you guys are, if you guys do take off your boots, as you're done with, getting done with that, the husband eventually does come over. Tobias, he comes back over, and he says to you, we can speak in the kitchen. No one else will bother us, and it'll just be me, you, my wife, and we'll answer any questions that need answering. And with that, he lets you into his home. He's got a good sized table because he's got like not a small family, so it's got enough room to seat all of you guys. Milo in the Warforged might be a little bit uncomfortable because he doesn't have the best seats for constructs and halflings, but it is what it is. It's not the most accommodating, but that's the worst of the house. It's well furnished for a rancher's house. That's the first thing you probably notice. This guy does well for himself, for a cider maker and a sheep herder. He has a nice house for sure. You don't see like a lot of jewelry and a lot of gaudy things, but you see a lot of nice crafted things that were either bought or made. The house itself stands 2 stories tall, and he's got a whole barn property. So this guy does well. And that's kind of the atmosphere as you're going in, and there's some crude plates. He doesn't have fancy cutlery or silverware or anything, but he does have plates. He does have some silverware, and they are laid out for you guys. And he puts eggs and bacon. There is a pitcher of milk, a pitcher of water. It looks like he even has some smaller pitchers of what look like cider or apple juice. He's got everything. He's laid everything out for you. There's cheese there. There's bushels of fruit, mostly apples, not like really different fruit. It's mostly just a few different apples, in addition to the meats and the eggs that are splayed out for you. And except for where the warforged sit, he says, you don't eat, correct?
No, I don't.
It's a damn shame. You are missing out. Nonetheless, we will all talk. And with that, you guys are, bid, to sit down, help yourself to whatever drinks or beverages you want. He says, I'll leave the questioning to you. His wife stays silent. Tobias, his wife, doesn't even, give the formalities of her name, or any handshakes or curtsies. She's respectful, but other than that, she's fairly distant and not seeming to want to talk. But she's there.
Milo with a full mouth of bacon. He'll just be like, well, I think we just started where I asked you last night, and you said probably better for the morning. Why'd you send your son out there? What was he looking for?
There are other people that live out there. There are smugglers who live in those pines, and I do work for them. You see, we bring them goods, and they have buyers. That's it. That's the long and the short of it. My son does go in there and hunt deer. That wasn't a lie. I just didn't tell you the whole truth. The reason why I thought he was killed by bandits is because I figured something went wrong, and I just got a bad feeling. He's never been in trouble with wildlife. That's what took me aback. Wildlife in this area, it's a safe area. There's nothing that dangerous out here. There's wolves and some spiders, but there's nothing, snakes. There's poisonous creatures, but my son's very careful. He's not stupid. He's smarter than me. So I figured that something went ill with the smugglers.
Well, I will. Did I get a good enough look at? You said that it was a cabin, right? That he was strung up to,
right?
His cocoon. Did I get a good enough look at it that I could describe the cabin and say, we found him in this building. Does that building ring a bell to you? For does this belong to the smugglers, or is this just a completely different? Is this separate from that?
My grandfather planted those pines, and the structure was his, and it passed to me. No one lives there anymore. I allowed the smugglers to stay there as their safe haven to do whatever it is they do. Which, to me, to my knowledge, it was just hoarding some goods, to which I would provide, and they would hold and procure buyers, or maybe they were manufacturing things in there. I can't say. Needless to say, you didn't find them, so whatever was in there killed them, I take it.
Yeah, you mentioned you felt comfortable sending your son out there because the local wildlife isn't very threatening. Wildlife probably isn't a good term for what we found out there. If we're being honest, my friend here, and I point to Reyna, she's a very talented magician. She cast wizard, not magician. That was the wrong term. She cast a fireball, very large, lots of fire, at are you familiar with an ettercap? Do you know what that is?
not familiar with that term. No.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I know what I understand the fireball spell though. I've
To
read
help-
about that.
To help this description, I'll do minor illusion for everything Milo says.
perfect.
So I'm minor illusion at Ettercap.
Yeah.
He goes, ugh.
Yeah. So there were a few of those. They had invisible webs, which is
Well,
probably how
I've
you're.
never seen anything like that. Yeah, he's interrupting Milo as he's explaining.
Yeah.
He's like, I've never seen anything that looks like that in those
Yeah.
woods.
Probably how your son was captured, because they had invisible webs, but they may not have belonged to them, because when Reyna here cast her fireball, it hit what we thought were trees, but they weren't trees. They were the legs of a gargantuan spider, like very large. Like, I mean, imagine a spider with the legs of tree trunks. That's a
He's
big
looking
spider, right?
around.
Yeah.
Possible.
I wish I was lying, because
Something that big in our back. How?
I don't know. That's I think that from here on in, that's kind of part of what we have to figure out.
Yeah, he believes you and everything. You can tell that he believes you. He's not calling you a liar. He doesn't understand. He goes, son goes in there all the time. There were people living in there. Tell me a giant spider just waddled in there and killed him.
The giant
the way the
spider
world
and these ettercaps. They either killed them or they got away. We didn't see any.
Yeah, when he says a giant spider just wandered in there and killed them all, his wife finally does pipe up, and she says, "It's been known to happen. Monsters kill people, but why was there one? I agree. Why was there one in these lands? Is this normal for what you guys understand? Like, she looks at you guys. Is that normal?
Milo just kind
I
of
understand monsters just kill people, but is that spiders that big? Is that normal?
Milo rubs his eyebrows and he's just like, I honestly, I haven't been out here long. I don't know what's normal, but it's been normal for us. If not a spider, something else.
He looks at her husband. There has been strange news aloof lately, and blowing in from all quadrants, really, of the kingdom, from what I've heard. And he looks at her and he goes, "You don't even leave the ranch. How do you know?" And he leaves it. Yeah, he leaves it alone. You can tell, like, that's a topic he's not gonna, like, they start bickering about that, and then he shuts it down, and he's like, "All right, look, that's really what happened. If he wasn't killed by these smugglers, then cool, but I mean, I'm telling you, someone's gonna come asking questions about this. I provide apparently a needed commodity for this area for a certain group of people that I don't really meet. Someone's gonna come asking, is what I feel. And I want to know. I want you to know that I'm in league with you guys now. Like, I'm not gonna keep doing anything that I shouldn't be doing. I only did it because I had to."
Well, I think the question is, what will they come asking? Are they gonna stop at the house first and see that it's engulfed in spider webs and cocoons and dead creatures? And I mean, what happened to the
more than likely, someone is just gonna come asking questions as to what happened, and I'm gonna say the truth.
Yeah.
And they know I'm not gonna lie, and they know I'm not pulling a fast one. I'm still here ready to do business. The problem is I'm now your subject, and you probably don't want me breaking the law, I assume.
I mean,
What
That's up to you.
exactly are you doing?
yeah.
I procure magical material to craft magical items, for the lack of a better word. Some of those sheep you see out there are not normal sheep. They are Western Kaldire sheep. They are fey creatures. They're native to the other end of the world.
I will start looking around.
I brought a couple of them over here, and yeah, their wool is used to make like protection cloaks and resistance items and things like that. And I procure that wool, and I give it to smugglers, and they pawn it off to other people behind the king's back, is the long and the short of it. Highly illegal. Not to mention those sheep are not supposed to be here. If Kaldire found out, I would be killed. I would be extradited and killed.
Well,
I know the feeling.
well, you can go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. Let's just say if we need something, you'll be willing to help. Why? Why?
He says if you need wool to make cloaks, I've got you. That's not an issue at all.
Do you know the name of any actually? No, because it's you. It's a middleman, and then it's someone else, right? I was about to ask if you know the name of anyone these materials or cloaks have gone to. I guess
it went to the people who live in the woods, and I really don't know where they took them. I imagine there's a criminal circuit in this kingdom. Clearly,
You didn't see any kind of insignias or anything like that? And I'll minor illusion the Order of the Icy Roses insignia.
No, and over the You say that?
Yeah, why I say you haven't seen any other, like, to add on to Miles, you haven't seen any insignias or anything noticeable, and then I'll minor illusion the Icy Rose for the Order of the Icy Rose.
He says, no one I worked with, and as he's saying that, you hear footsteps coming down the stairs, and you hear the creaking of the stairs, and you hear an elderly female voice say, "Who said that?" And a female half-elf that's probably like 90 years old plus, still like, in, her casual, robes. It looks like she doesn't leave upstairs very often, and she's tying her robes completely shut, and she's stepping very slowly, and she peers around the corner. She has, very long gray hair. She's very frail. She's probably like a constitution, 10 or 9, with how thin she is. And she looks around, and she says, "AC Rose." And she's looking, like, scanning all of you, and she looks afraid.
I'll put minor illusion in the insignia.
Is she like narrowing on any of us in particular?
She looks afraid, and she says, let me see. Let me make a Yeah, she failed her perception. She isn't sure who said it. It caught her off guard, but she's looking at all of you. Who are you, really?
Well, I said it. I was the one that said it.
Who are you, good sir?
My name is Howard Van Riel. And you are...
I am Tobias's mother, and I know the order in which you speak. They're very dangerous, and that's not a phrase often uttered in this neck of the woods. This is the first time it's ever been uttered in this neck of the woods, as far as I'm aware.
Huh.
Are you after me?
No, I could care less about you.
And then the other two are now looking at her and say they're like they were very in shock, but now he's like, his wife is like, mother, this is not necessary. They saved, and she cuts her off, and she goes, I know they saved him, but that icy roses, they're not something I like to hear. They are the reason. She begins to maybe feel more comfortable. What are your passive insights? Does anyone have like a 15?
I'm at 12.
12.
Tough to get a read on her, but she at least starts talking a little more, so maybe she's more comfortable with you. She's saying, she says, well, if you were assassins, you would have done it by now.
Milo just chuckles a little bit. He's just like, assassins.
Well, that's what they are. They're assassins. That's what that order is. And they're the reason why we're here. A long time ago, I received word from a good friend of mine, someone that I trusted, that things in Kaldire were changing. That is where we are originally from.
Do you mean they were fairly dire in Kaldire? Is that what you're trying to say?
Times were dire in Kaldire. Yes, it is a funny way to put it.
He's just nomming on bacon.
She says, I used to serve in the house of a very aristocratic family. You see, that is all Kaldire really is. It is an ancient elven aristocracy at its finest and at its worst. Now, I mean no offense to elves. She's half elven, and she looks at Reyna. She goes, I mean no offense towards elves. There are good elves, there are bad elves. There are good people and there are bad people. But the aristocracy that has grown in Kaldire over millennia, there are bad apples in that tree. Icy Rose was eventually let out 40, 50 years ago, and they started clipping anybody that had ties with certain families that weren't of what they considered to be appropriate status. My daughter had a noble father, and we had to leave because I was receiving word that we were in danger from a trusted person, someone who had no reason to lie, nothing to gain by it, and proof that there were families with people that were turning up dead, and that the Icy Rose was behind it, and that it was believed that for whatever reason, the Icy Rose was beginning to kill off certain family members, starting with illegitimate children of a certain family. And I had a child with someone of that family, and I fled. Now the daughter looks shocked. Tobias doesn't look overly shocked. Like, he looks like some of this he didn't know, but a lot of it he did know. But she looks very surprised by this info, and she's trying to like interrupt her mom, and her mom's not stopping. And her mom says, things got ugly in Kaldire around 50 years ago, and I don't know what exactly, but somebody doesn't want this family having illegitimate children. I've received some word that it's gotten worse, and that the whole entire dynasty is having a lot of issues. That's all I know.
I start like checking the windows outside, like looking out past the curtains out the outside. Looking.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Did she say the name of the family and I missed it, or is she still being
She
vague?
did,
Okay.
She's being vague.
She's vaguing it.
Okay.
It's only 9, so.
I mean, you don't see anybody lurking around.
Yeah. I will okay, let's do a little chaos. I'll as I peer through the window, I'll say over my shoulder, that's probably not good because they tried to assassinate me probably a couple weeks ago. Time's a little iffy right now. I've been on the road, been in a bunch of fights, but some Icy Rose assassins attempted to fell me. Has failed. Thanks to my companions.
Tobias is like, why are they after you? And she the older woman has no tact. She looks at you and says, "You're a bastard of Caldire, aren't you?"
So I guess supposedly, I mean, my mom spun that tale too, but always recently started believing it. So
I heard rumors that others were thinking about moving here, but I left before I confirmed with anybody else. Would not surprise me if there's others floating around that escaped too, if these types of odd purgings were happening. I never remember anything like that happening. Aldire, the elves who rule there might have their traditional aristocracy. A lot of other people might be treated as a little bit of lower class citizen, but it was never like that. We were always allowed property. We were never treated as slaves. We were never treated as garbage. Some of them might have looked down on us, but it's that way everywhere. But it was never like that. And then all of a sudden it started getting bad. Now I hear rumors that the Lead dynasty is about to possibly collapse. They're going to do an equinox, which only happens every so often, and this one is actually an important one. And the daughter says, I thought you don't keep in any contact with anybody from there. And she doesn't answer that. She says, I have a few contacts which I trust, or we wouldn't have made it this far, this long. We certainly wouldn't have gotten the sheep out here to provide money for this family all this time. That certainly wouldn't have happened without contacts that I trust. That took us all the way to Daligul, the dwarf capital, and then south here. This family has seen things that most families will never see geographically. The trip took a long time. But things have been quiet for the past many decades. As you can see, my son-in-law, my daughter have grown older. Things have been safe. But now things are not safe here too, and now the assassins are back. We're all in this. She shakes her head. If you have any questions on that, I'm always here to help. But the Icy Rose Order do not discriminate on who they kill. They are an order of cutthroats that serve a form of government that does not exist anywhere else in this world. Caldire is among the oldest city in the world. Among the 3-4 most oldest cities in the world. There are few groups that persist like they have. They have their ways, and sadly those ways have gone bad somewhere. But I wish you the best of luck. if it is true and this order is come back. And she doesn't really seem to have any more to add, but yeah, if you have anything to say, she doesn't interrupt you.
Yeah, one question I have is, you know, your family has run in the past. What happens when you can't run any longer? Can you fend for yourselves? Can you take care of yourselves in the absence of anyone who can do that for you? I mean, I noticed the bow on your grandson's back.
Yeah.
That looks yeah, I mean, it looks like whoever wields it could probably do some damage, but are any of you good at wielding that?
She looks at Tobias. Give it to him. That is a Kaldire Ranger bow. You royalty have the privilege of ever wielding such a weapon. Give it to him. Or the armor, one or the other.
Wait, give it to me?
You saved my son.
No, I'm not asking for it. What I'm saying is you might need that bow if you're good at wielding it, in case something else comes around. I mean, I will take it if you have no use for it, but I don't. How are you gonna defend yourself?
Tobias stands. He says, "One of the family heirlooms is going to you. You don't wish the bow, you can have we have elven chain, Kaldire crafted elven chain. It's worn by the first lieutenants of the Kaldire garrison. I forget what they're actually called. It's been a long time, but you know they're forest wanderers, they're first rangers, they're they're lieutenants, the guys that patrol the outskirts of the threshold, because Kaldire's around a big forest too. They wear the chain. It's very good. Even if you're not proficient in such armor, it fits very easily. He's implying you do not even need training with medium armor to wear this medium armor.
Ooh.
The weapon is a Kaldire longbow. It is crafted out of a white stag horn, and threads with a unicorn tail. It is a very, very, very potent weapon. It will punch through almost anything you shoot at it with ease. He indicates that it is a +2 longbow.
Oh, fuck. Milo just laughs. He's just like, that bow is twice my height. What do I do with a longbow?
Raina can always cast enlarge on you.
Yeah, constantly? Raina, can you do that? I'll just no longer be a halfling.
Could you? Well, hang on. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Was it you can use the short bow? Was that what it is?
No, it was you let me have a specific bow that was created by my father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That gave me a chance to use a longbow as a halfling. But that would be up to the DM to create every bow in that way from here on in.
Yeah, I am gonna rule then that this bow would be a bit awkward for you to wield.
Yeah.
You can still wield it, but there's gonna be some form of penalty.
Yeah.
If you need the +2 bow for some reason, if that's what you pick.
Maybe Raina could use it.
Well,
anybody can use it. It's a magical weapon for sure.
So what? I'll just say. Well, hold on. What's the story with the?
I can use a longbow. I'm proficient.
Do you want to use a longbow? Because I was gonna ask, like, does the armor do anything other than like allowing a non-proficient medium armor to use it, or is that it? Is that the extent of it?
You take a look.
Turns you into a normal sized man, a real boy.
Because currently,
you're able to cast whiff once a day.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I need to see if I grow a beard. Nope. Oh.
It's a chain shirt. It's got the stats of a chain shirt. You gain a +1 bonus to AC while you're in the armor, you are considered proficient with the armor, even if you lack proficiency with medium armor. It is rare chain. It's a rare chain shirt armor. It's very valuable, even if you just unload it to a vendor. They don't make this shit in a lot of places. It's elven chain, and this one is specifically like it's got like call dire like workings on it. So it's a custom elven chain. So like you're not, this specific type of, you're not gonna find that in other places. You'd have to go to like Eelfell and go to the capital and have like a merchant there make it, or see if there's a rack, something hanging on a rack there in one of the shops or something in the noble district. But either one of those is your reward for saving the sun. There was no real loot in that big ass spider fight other than what you managed to crit your survival check with. So this was actually your reward for choosing to go and do that, because you could have told him to go fuck himself, and I half thought you might. I didn't know. I didn't know what would happen, but yeah, you got him alive. You passed. You did the mission really good. So one of these items is your reward.
Yeah, I think.
Unless you totally decline.
Obviously, Milo would love a +2 bow, but not if there's negative to it. So I'll just say to Reyna, like, do you want a bow, or do we want to take the armor and figure out who's better for it? And if none of us, we can, go from there. I'm not gonna say sell it out loud to these people, but
I don't know. I don't even know. Hold on. I'm looking at my sword, damn it. I know pretty much anything's better than my whip damage.
and yeah, and
Whip definitely comes in handy though.
Your dex is pretty high, so you'd be pretty good if you're proficient with a longbow at using a bow.
You could just take the chain armor, honestly, Sar. Yeah. You'll become proficient with it because you're not proficient with medium armors probably, and it's a +2 armor, so your AC will probably be like 19 or 18. And then you'll do your...
I think it was a +1 armor, wasn't it?
No, it's a +2.
I thought the bow was +2.
Well, he said
the bow
plus.
Bow is a +2 longbow. Yeah, it's +2.
And the armor was just
the
+1
armor
plus.
The armor is elven chain. It's not +1 armor.
Okay.
It's elven chain. Yeah, I think it's a little bit more rare than that. Or no, I think it's the same thing as, I think a +1 armor is pretty rare too, actually, believe it or not. Yeah. But no, it's not +1 armor because it gives extra benefits. +1 armor doesn't like take away proficiency like penalties. This does, so it's a special magic. It's a named magic item.
I mean, I feel like I don't really need more armor because I can just blade song and my AC already goes up 21.
As a wizard, what do you use as spellcasting focus? Because you would have to drop that.
Oh my god, Reyna and the Elven Chain? That'd be wild.
If you use the bow, you have to drop your spellcasting. Like you'd have to use 2 hands to shoot it.
I have a warcaster, so I don't have to have.
Yeah, she can hold the bow with one hand.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
It's like you can like. What it says is you can use your weapon still, and then you can still cast your spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what warcaster is basically. But.
Never mind.
So.
Well, it sounds like we're gonna take the chain shirt and then we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Is my assumption. Yeah. So,
we could always come back and steal the bow.
Well,
that's not.
Is there a reason they're not giving us both?
Because they're precious heirlooms.
Yeah, basically you get the gist. Like, those are family heirlooms that are treasures that are supposed to be handed down for generation. Like the family's expedition from Kaldire. They're giving you one of those treasures, something they can't give back. It's invaluable to them, and that's kind of, you can try to ask for both. Maybe they will. But like, that's kind of the logic behind it. It's an irreplaceable gift. You saved one son, you get one irreplaceable thing as a gift.
Yeah, I mean,
So
Milo.
what I'm hearing is we need to get the other son or the other sibling out there and save them.
Give it a couple days. You've seen how it's gone in Riverbend.
Yeah, I mean, Milo was already saying, like, I feel like you guys need to be able to protect yourselves in the absence of people who can, so I don't think we're about to say, but give us both. Like, they need the bow or the armor, right?
I'll give them one of my swords.
I mean, yeah, we could always do that. Like, say, hey, you're
No,
giving us...
it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll just say, we'll. I mean, if you really want to part with it, we'll take the chainmail, chain shirt. I feel like you need one of them, just in case. So.
He nods, says, "So it's a good choice. It's extremely good armor. It's well crafted. And he wraps up the chain, the chain shirt as best as he can, so that doesn't take up a lot of space for you. And he leaves it on the table. He says, "You can take that with you." He takes the bow and he looks over the bow. He says, "This will be of good use, at least, defending the ranch from, wild animals at the very least. And if things get more crazy, as you're saying, it'll be good to have."
So you said, I mean, you said you're a part of this now. You're a part of the town, everything going on down there. I mean, obviously we don't want you to have to move, to leave your home. I mean, do you need a does the town have a fence around it? Is there any kind of like barricade, or is it just open? Okay.
No, there's not. No, it's open. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of the areas, except for like the really really big towns in this area, are pretty open.
Okay.
Cause like dealing with a lot of wild shit and armies going berserk just doesn't usually happen now. This is a whole new thing. This realm seeing like calamity like this, where there's monsters appearing out of nowhere, and wizards and casters and liches just fucking showing up in your keeps and blowing your shit up. This has not happened in a very long time. So
yeah,
a lot of these.
In that event, like if there's no fence around and everything, I'll just say I think the best we can do is just let the guard know that you've pledged your allegiance. Like Milo like questions his own phrase. Like, is that like he turns to like Hal? He's like, is that the right phrasing? Like,
I swore fealty to you all.
Sure.
And your town.
Yeah.
I swore fealty to your authority.
We'll let the guard know,
king.
And hopefully, I mean, I assume they would expand. I mean, especially knowing what you can provide. I mean, I know cider isn't necessarily a necessity, but I still think it's needed in certain times, right? And I mean, it's more able bodies, more chance for protection, and I see no reason why the town wouldn't be glad to have you.
He nods. He says, I've always been treated nice by all of you. Before you came here, everyone else was pretty nice too. Someone come up here and, buy cider, or, eggs if the inn was short. I had no problem selling. I just, with what I did, I never really wanted to bend the knee to any other lord. I never wanted to attach myself to anything else. I just wanted to kind of do my own thing. I pay the king's taxes when the guy shows up, and that's that. So now, now I'll pay you the taxes.
Well, I mean, you speak of doing your own thing. That's kind of how my family That's how I grew up. We did our own thing. We were very isolated, and I found since I left home how important it is to have others. I mean, you can still be independent, but have people to rely on, people to count on. And not only that, but I mean, in the event that you might be able to break free from the criminality, so you put it, of what you do, maybe you could provide for the town what you provide for strangers.
I can provide whatever I can.
Sure.
I'll be honest. Not all them sheep out there are called iron sheep. There's a few of them. That's how I got them in here. They a few blended in with the many normal ones, and that was a good chunk of how an oaf like me was even able to pull this off with my mother-in-law's connections. But I did, and we've managed to raise a few more. It's hard. We don't have the proper. I don't know anything about raising magical goddamn sheep in terms of that, but we've been lucky enough to where my mundane knowledge of normal sheep, it's working. And I can produce enough, I can harvest enough magical wool to at least provide for myself, and fairly well. I don't know how it's flown under the radar, to be honest. I think there's a well-oiled syndicate in this area, to be honest. But I have no problem helping you out if you need those goods. If you have an agent or somebody or connections that want to buy it or need it, I can hook you up.
Yeah, Milo will just say, a lot of us townsfolk, especially, they ride a lot on hope. Just hope that things are good, hope that things will go well, but with your sheep especially, a little magic goes a long way. So I mean, I don't mind paying you a little bit if you want to put some of that wool towards protecting some of our guards, so they can better protect the citizens.
Absolutely. I'm not the weaver. I don't know how much goes into a cloak. So hopefully you got someone that can figure all that out. But absolutely. When it comes time to tallying up those things, I will help arm your militia. Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, we'll do what we can.
Friendly
to
price. Friendly price. I won't gouge. I won't do any of that. I'd like to at least start living honestly. I never really, after I did it for so long, I didn't think about getting caught. But it is what it is now.
Well, I mean, you haven't been caught yet, right?
Correct. Correct. But I almost lost my son. If he hadn't been going out into the woods to meet criminals, I wouldn't have almost lost him. I didn't have to sell what I did, and that's why I felt responsible. My choices. Maybe it's not me that did all that shit in Caldire that made us have to move in the first place. I was forced into an odd situation to move halfway across the fucking world. It wasn't cheap. I did what I had to do. I needed to secure a future. And all you know is livestock. There's not a lot of options, and magical goddamn sheep seem like the best route. Is what it is. Yeah. I have no problem helping your militia get better armed. We'll just have to find someone that can weave the wool into what you need it to be. Because I'm not the one who did that. They knew all the people that did that.
Well,
maybe
we'll be on the road.
Yeah, maybe they'll reach out to me. Yeah, maybe they'll reach out to me and we can get a contact. But I mean, that'll be a criminal contact, but it'll be on you.
I mean, do you have any spare on you right now, even a little bit? Because while we're on our adventures here, we can, we could maybe find someone who can handle it, as long as we have a sample. Doesn't have to be full piece. Doesn't have to be like enough to create something. Just enough to say this is what we have, and can you handle it?
He says, "I'll put. I don't have any available right now. I believe it. I sent him in there to find out what was needed.
Okay.
And then we were gonna. But yeah, I have no problem hooking you up with the next batch.
Sure.
We got to. We're gonna have to shear him soon, anyways. That's why I was sending him in there to ask. And then we will be in touch with you. Is there anything going on during the week? Are you guys gonna be busy at all over this next week?"
I think we're always busy, and I turn to you guys.
You're leaving for a festival.
Yeah. I didn't want to hint at anything specific. I just want to say, I mean, we're moving on pretty soon here. Like, pretty much once we're done speaking here. But
talk for the future. Talk for the future then.
Right.
Yes, I have no problem helping you out with those things. And with that, you guys have eaten your breakfast, you've talked, you were interrupted by, his mother-in-law, who, she does come down as you guys are leaving to say, her goodbyes, and good luck to all of you, and if you need any assistance with things, she'll try to help as best she can, but she doesn't know any more. She's old, she hasn't thought about all of this in a very long time, and you kind of pulled some memories back, but maybe next time you talk, she'll have some more info. She'll go through some notes and letters that she has put away and see if she can't decipher anything out of the decades of news that she, has.
Yeah. I assume we just say our farewells, right?
Yep, and you're allowed to just leave at your own accord. They don't make you leave, but they start cleaning up and going about their daily routines. Elnor does come down and thank you guys again. He's very polite and very friendly and cordial about that. He's like, he looks like 3/4 human and like 1/4 elf. Because his dad is a human and his mother is a half elf, so you got it's like a variant human essentially. But he says thank you, and if you ever need anything, he's willing to be a member of your militia. He's willing to do whatever. He doesn't care. If you need anything, he's there for you anytime.
I'll tell him to go kill all the younglings.
But not
He
just
goes,
them.
You say that, he's like, good thing I still have my bow. And he picks it up.
I'll just say to him, I'm like, are you any good with the bow?
He says, no, I'm pretty good. I'm better than everyone else in this family, at least. He says that confidently, like he knows, like there's been many tries to outbow him, and it hasn't happened in his family. He says, I'm not like an expert tracker like you or anything, but I usually handle myself fairly well in the woods. This is the first time anything like this has ever happened. To be honest, sir, I think those spider monsters were the smugglers.
Oh, the
One of
music
them
changed as soon as you said that. There was like this bass drum.
Once in a while, man, the music's there for you.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
He says, one of them, by the time I realized what was happening, they were on me and wrapping me up, but one of them had the same eyes as he starts trying to remember the name. He starts like almost crying. He goes, I don't know what happened out there, but I don't get how those creatures just came in there and did that. I think those guys got turned into that. That's what I think. And he leaves.
Well, before he like takes
What
off.
what a drop.
Yeah,
He
right.
says that, turns around and walks away.
He doesn't. Well, I mean, if you address him, like,
Yeah,
he doesn't know what else to say.
Yeah,
If you address him, he stops.
Before he leaves, I'll just say, well, I mean, if you're as good as you are with that bow, as you say you are, we set up some targets down in town. They're gonna stay there for the interim, so you know, people can practice and stuff like that. And maybe, I mean, if you want to be a part of all of this, you can go down and do some target practicing, and people catch your eye, and you know, conversation happens, all that.
I go down there and practice sometimes, not very often, but I'll definitely come by more often now.
Yeah.
Thank you again for.
Tell him Milo
saving
sent
me.
you. No, don't say
Like,
that.
I definitely will. Oh, I'm gonna say it now. And he goes outside, and yeah, the Tobias, his wife, mother-in-law, none of them are in your vicinity immediately. Like, one of them's probably in the kitchen. The mother-in-law's upstairs, obviously. Some of the other siblings are upstairs. Some of them, some are outside. And yeah, you guys are free to leave.
Yeah, Milo just turns to the rest of the group and he's like, you know, I have no issue with smugglers being turned to monsters, especially since we took care of them, but I'm tired of sticking around and seeing this town and the people surrounding it turn into monsters. It's obviously us, and I think we need to move.
Yeah. We should probably do that now. I'll make sure to shake Tobias's hand, like I promised him last night.
He shakes your hand. You know, as you're on the way out, you're like passing by. He shakes your hand. And it seems to be a nice day out. Just good weather. Everything sounds fairly natural out in comparison to, you know, the awful woods that you were in the other night, or last night, I should say. And that's that. He goes out into the, you know, the pasture area and begins going about his daily work, shouting to one of his sons. Shouting to one of the ranch hands that works for him, that probably lives somewhere in the barn or on the property somewhere. It's not just his family that lives there, apparently. But he goes back to his day-to-day life, and you're free to go back down to the keep.
Well, I guess we go get our ponies and ride off to the tournament.
Yeah. Do we say like our farewells to everybody, or just?
I mean, I think the longer we stick around,
Yeah.
the worse off they'll be.
So we'll just let what's his face know that we're out. Yeah.
I mean, I could just send him a message too.
Oh, that works too. Yeah. Yeah.
We gotta pick up Nias too, though. Actually, now that I think about it.
Well, yeah.
Cornelius is still in town.
Oh shit! Let's go talk to them real quick. Let's go tell them we're dipping.
Oh yeah, Cornelius is still there.
Yeah, there's a handful of people that are still there. You're not obligated to talk. You can just leave if you want to, but I believe you have stuff down in the keep.
I mean, we can tell him he can venture with us until he needs to dip. Cornelius, at least. I mean, he's been with us before.
Cornelius might have even expressed going to the festival with you guys, because since been able to kill you guys, you might actually be the safest bet to go with right now, unless he's got magical teleportation.
Yeah.
Teleportation. So you guys are going back down towards the keep. in the town. Let's take our break now. I know it's a little late, but it's not even 11 yet, so we can take our quick break now, and then we'll come back to amp up the next part of the session.
Sweet. All right, we
will be. We are back here at Tabletop Tyranny with the concluding scenes of Session 40, thus concluding, the first couple chapters of the game for sure. And this will be the concluding segment of the saga thus far. You guys go back towards Riverbend. You start heading down the road. You pass a few of the townsfolk that are on the the fringes of the hill where you go up to the rancher's property and your own area. You pass a few of the folk, and now are you going towards the keep to look for like Nile or the inn towards where Cornelius was last seen, or are you going towards the river, or are you going to talk to the steward? Where are you trying to go first?
We'll probably collect Cornelius, and then, like Hal said, just send a message to. Right? I mean, that's what I assumed we were doing.
I think they're in the same spot, honestly. I think they're in the same.
Oh, they are?
Maybe.
Okay.
I could be wrong, though.
Are Cornelius
Okay.
and. I mean, yeah, we need Niath, too.
So you go into the inn where people are it's still pretty early. It's not very boisterous in there, but there are a few people eating. Cornelius is among them. He sees you and he waves. Says, so last night's affairs. Anything worth talking about?
I mean, not here. We can discuss it on the road, so you're up to
Sure.
speed. But
One of those got it.
yeah.
Wasn't so simple. Understood.
Right.
When are y'all leaving? I know you mentioned heading towards the festival because you got it's gonna start in about a week.
I mean, we've had breakfast. We're ready now. So.
Oh, well, I mean, let me finish my breakfast and then I will. Give me 5 to 10 minutes and I should be good. I'll meet you out by the keep.
Sure.
I'll whisper to Arena. It's gonna take him longer to eat that oatmeal.
Them Honey Nut Cheerios ain't gonna eat themselves.
They just do that real slow.
Yeah, we'll meet you out there.
Done. So now you head towards like the keep.
Yes.
All right, you guys are heading towards the keep. Make perception checks, everybody, as you're heading in that direction and you're out past the inn.
This is gonna be a natural 20. I'm calling it. Oh, it's not a natural 20. It is a 16.
I got a 12.
Star got something good, so she's not saying anything. Look at her smug face. Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Got an 8. I can read lips. She got an 8.
Yep, you are correct. I had an 8.
Wow.
I am not very perceptive.
What did Ronan get?
I don't want to talk about it. I got a 9 for a 6.
You are looking at a butterfly, and then you lose track of it, and then you're trying to find it. You don't see it. As Ronan's looking for the lost butterfly, and you all are just walking, something catches your eye. Elward's eye is one good eye.
Yes.
Some of the farm people are standing out in their fields weird, and they're like being abnormally still for some reason, and like one of them's got like one of them's in the process of like hoeing the soil, and like he's in just an awkward position and he's standing as still as a shadow, and someone else is still as a statue, and another dude is standing right near him still as a statue. Catches your eye.
Yeah, I put up a hand and I'll just point towards the farmers and I say, y'all see that? Or am I tripping?
Do we see it now that he's mentioned it?
Oh yeah, you see it. You absolutely see both of them.
I'll get out of your line of sight so you can see it.
Milo's like, Are you fucking kidding? Can we just leave this town before something else goes on?
Maybe we just leave. Fuck them.
I don't think we can do that as long as something's happening.
You guys look around town. Everyone's still except you.
I'm gonna pull my
Everyone.
fucking sword out. I'm pulling my sword out.
The only thing moving in your vicinity other than you are some of the birds that are flying around up in the air. There are still birds flying. You still hear wildlife noises in the distance. Every man, woman, child, human, elf, half-elf, a couple dwarves that are here, none of them are moving. They're all, like, still, like,
Oh, they're like
petrified still.
frozen. Okay.
Everyone,
But
back
the
to back
birds are
now.
moving.
We need to get back to back now.
Yeah, Milo's got his bow ready. Arrow.
I'm back to back with
arrow
everyone.
ready.
I will allow
Fine.
anybody with training in Arcana to make an Arcana check.
I
Dude,
don't
I mean,
have-
I'm in a proficient. Oh my god, it is a nat 20.
Oh!
Holy shit. 22.
Summoned it for the wrong roll.
The next one's gonna be a nat 20. The next one's gonna be a nat 20. The next one's gonna be a nat 20. I'm calling it right now.
Something has disrupted time flow magically. People
Oh,
are
shit.
stuck in time, but you are not. Some of the wildlife is not. But as you're looking around, this is a pretty big AoE of temporal stasis. It's pretty fucking up there on power level. The ability to do that is pretty hard, and you've never really heard of it happening quite like this. This is something else. It's very extra.
Yeah, I'll, as I. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, can I cast Mage Hand just to make sure my magic is working?
Yes, it's working.
Okay, cool. That's all I need to know.
Milo
Yeah, as
says,
I
Milo says,
get back-
Nix,
back
get
to
your
the-
bow ready. No, you're
She stands up on her legs.
yeah.
Yeah, as I stand back to back to everyone, I'll say this feels fucky. Something's going on with the time.
You hear
Oh,
a
no.
male voice off towards the direction of the keep, in the direction of the water. You hear a male voice say, "Rulers of the river bend, I wish to have a conversation." And all of your eyes are probably drawn to where the location of this voice is, just natural.
Yeah.
You see 3 individuals standing at the riverside. You see, number 1, there is an entity you killed very recently, Mr. Lich himself. So I did have to do a roll on his revival time. He respawned the next day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's crazy.
He is on the rightmost, at the river's edge, in the direction of your keep. You know, probably like right now 200 feet away from you guys, probably, because you were coming down that way and then noticed, and they weren't there, and then you noticed this, and now 3 beings are there. One of them is the Lich, the one you just killed. He doesn't have his staff. He doesn't appear to have any other fucking hardcore items other than his base fucking shit that he had last time, minus the staff. Being in the middle is a dark-haired, fairly pale-skinned elf. He has a very fancy, elaborate staff with a very familiar-looking ruby that Milo remembers seeing on day 1 of this campaign. It's no longer in a ring. It is a fitted on top a crackling staff, glowing with power. You see ripples kind of glowing from it almost, because your 20 Arcana, I'm going to say, it gave you a little bit of sense on this. You think that the time shit is something to do with that staff, for certain, with how it looks just so regal. The guy you've been hunting the whole time is there. And next to him on the other side is a Dualahan, holding his head aloft, looking in your direction. The elf holding the staff looks at all of you and he says, "I just wish to talk. Now, we can all live, die as heroes and villains, but if you come have a talk with me, will spare these people. I am not a monster.
Give us a moment to talk about it.
As you say that, they don't fucking move forward. They don't go to casting spells. But Bartholomew immediately says in anger, "Don't even try to run. We have the speed, we have the magic. You'll get nowhere, and then we'll kill all your people." And then the elf says, "Shut up. Let them talk."
I'll yell back to Lich. If you make one wrong move, I'll send word to have your fucking niece and nephew killed.
He immediately starts fucking getting fresh, and the elf backhands him with the crackling staff, and you think the dude takes like D8 damage. And he's got a burn mark on his face. He says, "Shut it! You failed! We're here because of you! One more!" And then he looks at you. "Please, talk!" There's apparently dissension in the fucking ranks of the villains. And the Duelon is just standing there with his fucking head in hand, looking in your guys' direction.
Okay, give us a moment. Just stay there. Group circle, group circle.
Milo turns around and says, "Let's assume they can hear everything we're talking about."
Yeah, but this is just thematic, just theatrics.
Sure,
Yes.
right.
Ronan.
Real quick, I want to use Know Your Enemy on the Dark Elf.
He's strong. That's what you learned. He's
Oh
strong.
no, I could tell that. That's the best part about it.
Hasn't been a full entire minute yet. Give it time.
Oh,
It's just observing. So I can
Oh,
just
you're
watch
just-
him too.
Oh, okay.
we can stop for a minute. Don't worry.
Observing and interacting. That's all I need.
I was like,
Oh,
if you
okay.
give me 11 minutes,
I'll
I can
tell you
make a
what.
hut
I'll
and they
tell
can't hear
you. I'll
us.
tell you what. Yeah, there was.
You start doing hot magic.
Give us 11 minutes.
Give us 11 minutes.
Gotta bring up his shit right now.
Well, more like 20 minutes if we want to discuss stuff too.
They don't think we can take them. I think we're cooked. We try to take all three of them.
This music feels like at the end of Gladiator when he's dead and walking through the wheat fields.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, there goes my camera.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, guys.
Red, white, and blue,
Give
though.
it a sec.
Very
Oh my
patriotic
god.
of you.
It's like the cup flag, some flag.
Netherlands? Russia?
Yes.
Are you Russian?
How did you know?
You sound
Sorry, I had to
very
unplug it.
Russian.
How did you know? Jacob's Russian accent right there.
Strong like a bull. How did you know?
How did you
How
know?
did
That's
you
how
know?
that's how I get into the voice. I say strong like a bull. You and my
Strong
friend are
like-
strong. Strong
You
like
my
my
friend.
milk lady. My milk lady was a great milker. Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
Do you still have milk,
Hey,
lady?
milk the milk lady.
They had an NPC that had to interact with like 6 sections that talk like that.
Give me a second. My browser is jamming.
No,
on
you're good.
me. I'm
You're
trying
right.
to bring up these.
Ooh. Mm.
Oh, now it's like Halloween.
Yeah, it's like a compilation.
But,
Okay,
like,
so
epic
what do you wish to
Halloween.
know about this guy? Sorry, my browser's good now. What do you wish to know about this guy? I'll give it to you. There was a little bit of a theatric banter there. He's fucking using attacks. He's wielding a crackling rod. I don't care if it's a full minute.
His shoe size.
You want to know his shoe size? All right, hang on.
Oh, I don't want
Let
to
me-
know that. That's not.
hang on, hang on,
That was
let me-
Jacob. That was Jacob.
let me
That's
pull-
not me.
Diminutive.
Let me pull out the
He's
book.
got tiny feet.
He's a
has
size
very
6.
tiny
Book of many feats.
This is his insecurity. He has tiny feet.
Stupid.
Let's go. I want to go with first one. I want HP.
Yeah.
That's
4.
His HP, he has 114 HP.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Great.
We can take him.
And let's go with.
Go with what?
Oh, it cut out.
Yeah, you cut
Class
out.
levels.
Man
55.
carries him. The man carries himself in all emotion and all anger and all performance and intimidation. You don't see a spell book. You see him carrying with powerful magical weapons. You see him standing there confidently, and you scan his persona, his aura. You believe he is a level 13 sorcerer.
Yep.
Oh,
Ooh.
We can take him.
no.
I believe we could take him.
Give us about 40 more sessions and we'll come fuck you up. Well, we're level 14.
They see you guys standing there debating it, and the elf says, "Really, I just wish to have a talk. I'd like to see what can be salvaged before this grows further in annoyance and out of hand."
Milo will just turn around and say, I mean, I fully believe you want to have a talk. I'm not sure about that, whatever he is next to you who died to our hands not less than 24 hours ago. I don't trust him. I don't know that he needs to be here.
Away. Make him go away.
Well, he's part of the thing, you see. One of the terms, some of y'all may be leaving here alive and us leaving the town alone. We're gonna need the staff back. Sorry, that's just a no-go. He ain't having it. I'm certainly not having it. And Mr. Head here, I don't think he cares, but for this sake, he's not having it either. So we need the staff back.
Can we
Staff
talk?
is gone.
Can we
The staff is
talk
gone.
before the staff back?
No, the staff is gone.
Oh, well.
We don't have the staff no more.
I highly doubt that's true. I'm sure if I look around here long enough, I'll find it. But if you want to avoid combat, the staff has to come with me.
Well, that's not.
I don't know how.
That's not talking.
How do you expect us to procure something we don't have?
He assumes you have it. Out of game, what actually did happen to
Yeah,
you?
I don't remember. That's why I
It's in my-
said
it's
what
in
I
my
did.
bag.
I was gonna say, okay, so you're just lying to. All right.
Yeah, I'm just bullshitting them.
I mean, you can roll deception if you want. I forget where. I knew you guys still had it, but I forgot where it actually was.
This is the natural 20 that we need.
Got it. Come on. Natural 20.
Jesus. Oh, 23? 23 deception.
What if he was like, you know what? I believe you, and then they just teleport away. Like, what if that?
Bye.
Bye.
I mean, a 23, that's best that I can do at the moment, but yeah.
He looks at you. He says, maybe you don't have the staff. Sad. You think he actually kind of bought the lie. He goes, there are other things of priority, and immediately the liches freak out. He goes, no, I came for the staff. I came for my, and he goes to whack the lich again, and the lich kind of recoils a little bit, and he says, we'll get the staff back. It's a goddamn very, very rare thing. We can find the staff. He looks at Hallward. He points right at Hallward. He says,
Let's start looking around. What? Oh.
I have no quarrel with you at all. I don't care either way. But sadly, there's some people that really want you dead. I'm obliged to help them. Mr. Doulahan here, don't take kindly to you killing his cousins and getting them all demoted down in the Feywild. It's just not cool. And he sees you wearing the armor too, and he immediately starts to gallop. He sees what you're doing. You're in the. And I can't believe you put on that armor
That's
today,
so
bro. When you
good.
just did that, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Now you've got two bosses that you previously fought, and now they're here. And I knew that when you put that armor on, I'm like, no. Yeah. So he's standing there, very looking angry, but he's not doing anything else. He's just looking cold-blooded right at Hallward. He almost like the rest of you don't exist. And he's getting his hand ready to pull his spine out, like you've seen him do in the past.
Yeah.
Then the elf, he looks at Reyna, and he says, "You've done beautifully. I couldn't have asked you to have done better. You did exactly what we wanted." And then he looks at Ronan, and he frowns. It's true. I've taken you see the distaste on his face for the first time. He looks at Ronan and he says, "It's true. The prophecy is self-correcting. I take your knight out of the equation and another is there to replace it. The prophecy is true." And he begins to look at himself in question. And he says, "I should have dealt with you myself. You know what? We're going to correct all mistakes right now." And he says, he gives a whistle, and out from behind the keep, scurrying like, almost Gollum or Peter Pettigrew, he just scurries out from out of the corner. There's this hunched over human. Make perception checks, all of you. He's wearing common clothes, but like, this is to see how well you guys get a good look at him.
16?
22.
Okay. 22.
This is Basil.
Beautiful.
What did, okay, so 10. What did,
Basil.
I had 12. Raina got 22.
22.
Alright, yeah, so Milo feels like you've seen this guy before. You're not sure where. Raina, you've seen this guy all over the town. Your town. He's been here a little bit. Maybe not the first night, but he arrived at some point. Absolutely. You guys haven't been here an awfully lot of time. You've seen this guy multiple times. He's not affected by the time lapse, and he scurries right over to these guys. And he says, "See?" He's like, "I told you they were here. I done good. I led them into swamp, like you say. I want my and immediately this man magic missiles him in the face. His head goes everywhere. The Lich goes, "What the fuck? He served my family loyal for 40 years." And he goes, "He could have picked any disguise. He could have picked anything. This fool sends them into the swamp as that fedora-wearing flamboyant fuck. Any disguise, he picks that. Luring them to my men. I should have killed him. I should have killed all of them. I cleaned up house everywhere, but you've been one step ahead of me. I underestimated you at the inn. And the damn storyteller got away and you thwarted me. I underestimated you then. I didn't think anything of it. I am here to settle all business, starting with cleaning up my own shitty fucking organization." And you now see that man whose head is blown off, his skin is a totally different color. This man was not human. He was something else chameleoning as human. Everyone can make a nature check. Milo, you can get advantage because of your father's journal.
I think Jacob's very familiar with what this guy is. 17.
22.
Sheesh.
This is a changeling. One of the what did Ronan get?
A natural 20 for 20.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
These
nice.
are okay. So all of you know that got the good rolls. All of you know that this is a changeling. None of you have seen a changeling before. Milo, you know that you all know that they have the ability to shift, turn into different forms, take different visages and things like that. None of you have really seen of one of her or heard of anyone who really knew one. Your dad talks about him in the journal as really an exception to a very rare rule that has happened, where races were not trusted. Orcs are an exception. Orcs were never trusted in this world. Changelings were never fully trusted in this world, because how can you trust something with that much power? And a lot of them were killed off before they ever had a chance to thrive. But there's pockets of them that are still used here and there, and they are literally one of the rarest races known in Paradisia. And they are very good spies, and that's why primordial stalkers know about them, because they're an oddity. They are an oddity that can do something that they can't, and that's hide in plain fucking sight is something else. It's something your father never hunted them, he never spoke ill of them. Just they're fucking rare, and this is what they were. Ronan, you know that with a natural 20. This is a criminal. He is a changeling that has been wanted for a very, very long time, and he's known as the Worm. and he goes to kingdoms, and he fucking just starts unraveling shit. And cults love him. Demon cults love him. He's been in action for the last, like, maybe 60, 70 years. Ooh. Apparently, this family's had him for 40. This is like Ozengril's most wanted unnatural creature. That's technically a humanoid. Him, like, he's right at the top of the list. He's an awful creature he goes around using his ability to just lie and deceive people and sell the information to cults. That's what a natural 20 gets you. That's for being a bounty hunter natural 20. Nature wouldn't have told you all of that specifically, but, like, you also know every bit about the changeling race. Everything that I said is information to you, but your bounty hunter thing, the natural 20 kicked in, and you know that's a bad changeling for sure. So maybe not all of them are bad. This one is.
So Milo's getting the sense that this is, like, very quickly ramping up to, like, a fight, and he's just gonna be he's just gonna be like, wait, hold on. You said you wanted to talk. You haven't really talked. You just asked for a staff, and then this escalated into a bunch of bullshit.
I'm doing a lot of talking, but I'm realizing you are all just far too dangerous to be left alive. And the Lich laughs. He goes, and don't even try. You're outskilled, you're outnumbered, you're outmatched. And you hear Niall's voice as the keep opens. He says, you hear his voice, "You're not alone." And he walks out of the keep. Apparently he was in there, and he is not affected by the time warp. And immediately the elf looks over to him and he says, "Azamar." Plot twist for sure. And Niall is looking right at him and he says, "I now know parts of why I'm here. I'm here to stop you." He's looking at the elf. He says, "We have fought before, though not here. You lost then." And the elf looks at him and says, "I won't lose now. I don't remember you. I don't remember everything. But you will not beat me. You are weak, I can tell. That's why you're not attacking or talking. You're delaying the inevitable." And it's at this point you all hear honking, chirping, geese, ducks, sparrows, crows. They are flying from the river. They are flying from the woods. They are landing on homes. They are landing on the keep. And immediately, the elf is gazing around as the tide begins to shift, and birds begin to flock, Hitchcock style, around everything.
Milo casts Speak with Animals so he can hear what exactly they're saying.
What the fuck this bitch up?
They are all saying, "Protect the chosen." And geese and ducks land in aggressive fashion behind the river. Crows are landing on roofs, on trees, on the keep. And the elf says, "So that's how you knew. That's how you got the book. Wildlife." He says, "Foul blow, avian bitch. You could have simply said something if I was intruding on your damn wilderness, your stupid trees, your stupid flocks. You did this for birds." And all of the birds are chirping at him curse words in Sylvan.
Ooh.
They're blaspheming. They're blaspheming him and the Lich. And the Lich immediately says, "You see, I knew that they weren't working alone. They had help. They've always had help." And the elf immediately looks at him and says, "You are barely smart. Shut up. You and your family are fools. They should have died in your family's house. They were probably wandering around those crummy halls, outwitting your fucking inbred family." There is heavy dissension in the rank at this point. And
Can I add fuel to the fire when he's talking like that?
yeah, sure.
Do you allow it? Yeah, as the elf is talking shit, I'll yell across him. I say to the lich, "You don't have to help him. If you help us, I can give your nephew and niece back to you. Help us."
Give it advantage, but he is an undead monstrosity.
What'd you say? I think you cut
boss.
out for a second.
I said I would give you advantage, but like he is an undead fucking monstrosity.
Yeah.
Why would he trust us anyway?
Yeah,
I know.
I would give
I'm
you
trying to
advantage,
stroke
but
the
no.
flames. He's emotional right now.
Well, yeah, you can do it, but there's no disadvantage. His motive is actually his godchildren at this point. So like,
Is it
it's
persuasion
really
or what is it?
It's gonna be well, are you lying to him?
No.
Or do
I mean,
you-
I'm being honest. Yeah. I mean,
If he turns cloak, you'll help. Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
yeah, make a persuasion check. Yeah, make a persuasion. It's probably gonna be you're gonna need a high number.
now is he a dwarf?
What'd
I don't
you
think-
get?
Is he a dwarf? Because I have advantage against dwarves.
He is not. He's human. He's a
Oh.
human. He's a human.
Oh. 21.
You need 22.
For the briefest of moments, you see him agree.
Yep.
You see
Okay.
him get ready. You see him get ready to roll that initiative, and almost automatically, the elf raises his hand, and there is a blackened glow, and the lich rigid stands. And he begin. What languages do people speak?
Dwarvish, Elvish, and Common.
No, no, and no.
Celestial, Draconic, Goblin, Halfling, Sylvan.
Oh, no, and no.
Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and High Elf.
No.
Common and Draconic.
You do not understand the words that are said.
Hey, I mean, if
Yeah.
you want, I can cast comprehend language and listen.
He doesn't
That's too
talk
probably
long
too
enough for
fast.
you to
Yeah.
catch. Yeah. He's not gonna sit there and do a whole oratory or say sure.
I know.
He is very much his hand has a blackened glow to it, and this lich rigid stands, and he begins saying things.
Is it like a spell? Can I like kind
Make
of figure
Arcana.
out?
Arcana check.
Counterspell him.
Arcana
Ultimate
check.
blow.
I don't know if I'm high enough for that.
Well, go get some weed.
16.
He is definitely using some type of likely undead control magic. But you've never seen quite anything like that. You've heard of clerics that are able to rebuke the undead, but like from everything you've read, liches are pretty fucking good at not letting that shit slide. So maybe this guy's just the shit. And he's got some arcane tricks. Like, you can tell that it's arcane magic, what he's doing to some degree, but it's just odd. But you think it's putting him in check, and this elf has control over the lich now, is what's happened. You think Halward actually convinced him, and this guy had to step in. And he says, "Oh, we're going to play it this way then." Very well.
Milo's
and,
just but I still want to just talk. Like, we haven't spoken, really
He
had
goes-
a conversation
He goes,
yet.
he goes,
I'd like to know what you meant by I did well.
"Oh, right. My next point." He snaps his finger. The Gilded Devil stands in true form right before everybody when this elf snaps his finger. And the Gilded Devil, that you guys did the
Yep.
the
Our
tree
wish,
with,
our
yeah,
wish quit
yeah.
banner. Yeah.
the lore wisher, he shows up, and he looks confused, but he sees you all, and he seems shocked and surprised, maybe a bit intimidated as he sees the surroundings suddenly, and he says, "Your filthiness, you called, and he bows his head towards the elf. And the elf says, "You betrayed me. You betrayed everything. And for what? For them?" The devil looks and goes, "Well, your filthiness, technically, I didn't do anything wrong. If you check the infernal fine print, I did everything as commanded to the letter." And the elf goes, "Your services are no longer required, infernal being. I am going to send you right back to Mammon, and you will be slug fodder." And the Gilded Devil says, "If I am released from your infernal contract, I need not keep your secrets, your filthiness." And he turns towards you and he points to Reyna and he says, "Your family's the key to all of this. They're making something to control something. They're using gems." Immediately, the elf begins casting a spell immediately as he's speaking.
Counterspell it. Power
Reyna,
move.
this is
Counterspell.
Does
You can do
anybody
a power move.
Does anybody wish to fucking do anything about this? Does anybody even wish for this man to be left alive?
You know, right? Okay. Well, I think this is a Reyna thing, but I have to follow up if she doesn't want to do it.
Well, we're gonna handle it. We'll handle it in order. Number one, does Reyna jump on a counterspell chance?
I think she's in shock, so probably not. She's like,
No counterspell. Does anybody, be honest? The answer
got it
can
for
be
him.
no. I will accept it. Does anybody feel willpower towards being defensive towards this creature in any way? Are
Wait,
your
which
emotions-
creature are we talking about?
The Gilded Devil
Yeah,
that's
the
about to
de-
get
The
devil-
Gilded
the
Devil?
that is
That knows
who's trying,
everything.
who's now spilling secrets about the enemy and pointing at Reyna. Does anybody want his life spared? Is anybody feeling that? Yes or no?
Howard is.
I mean,
Howard
yes, I
is?
am. I don't know what I could do about it, but yeah, I am.
I have a
Absolutely.
plan. I have a plan. I know what I can do.
Okay. Well,
I throw Ronin for now.
something.
Do it! I got this!
No, I do. Before you say anything, Tom, I would want to propose something, but I think.
What do you? Okay. What are you thinking?
Now, Howard is a man that has many tools.
Yes.
Howard wants to summon the rat demon in front of whatever about to happen to this Gilded Devil, and use the rat demon as a sacrificial pawn. If that is possible.
not
I
your
would
rat
allow
man.
that. I would allow that, and you probably do impulsively go to do that. You are pretty fucking far away to have him be able to intercept this, because this is happening. Like I said, you're a little bit of distance away. They did not creep up on you, and nobody said anything about creeping up on them.
Yeah.
Even a counterspell would be a little bit. It might even be out of range.
I mean, the only thing that would make sense would be for me to like.
I
get- no,
mention
I
Doran
understand
to do it.
Are we still talking from 200 feet away?
Yeah, we're still 200 feet away.
Oh, so we're shouting.
I assume if you guys wanted to inch a little bit closer in case shit hits the fan and you want your spells to be in range, I could see where that would have happened and they wouldn't have stopped it. But there's no way you're just creeping up within like 80 feet of them, and neither are they doing that to you. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was technically a talk. It was a bit of a theatric, but there's a lot of shit hitting the fan all at once, and so this is what happens. Howard, you go for the flask. That's what you think. You're like, fuck
Yep.
this demon. I'm gonna throw him out. And you
Yeah.
realize, shit, you can't. Suddenly, a gust of goddamn crows, almost like you willed them, fly past you, and they immediately start swarming all over the Gilded Devil. The attack that is about to happen as I throw a disintegration ray at the goddamn Gilded Devil will be at disadvantage to hit him.
Oh.
And
That's a big spell.
many birds are eating it to allow this to happen. You don't think that
Yeah.
there are infinite birds here to be doing shit like this. I missed. This ray blows. The crows just basically domino line. 1 1 1 1 1, and they just like plane mode eat this fucking disintegration ray, and feathers turn to dust, bones turn to char. They die quick and they don't even squeal. The Gilded Devil stands there in surprise as the spell eats it, and endless piles of dust. Well, not endless, but chunks of dust just pile up and as like probably about 50 birds just ate this ray in its hole. As you know, he doesn't even realize what's happened, but then he sees the Gilded Devil is still standing there, and he looks around and he says, "It's war then. It's war then." And then immediately, the water behind him begins to ripple and swell. And a humanoid takes a form. He is clearly elven of some regality. Water flows as he steps out of the river itself, standing about 6'7", thin, fit. He wields a electric silver longsword. His hair is like flowing water, which solidifies, and then the waves of the river come and envelop around him and turn into a cloak. I will send you a picture of this man, of this being, and the idea is the elf turns and sees this man and says, "Who are you who dares interfere on this?" And the newcomer says, "I am his rippling majesty."
Yep.
Yes.
And then he says he simply tells the elf, "Kneel," and he points his sword at him, and the river itself flows through him and blasts this elf at point blank range. We will roll many initiatives because shit is about to hit the fan.
I'll pull out my songbook and start writing down the ballad. I have to capture this.
It is now Platinum Band versus the Lich versus the Dualuhan versus the boss you've been chasing versus his rippling majesty, River King, and the Queen of Birds, and a Gilded Devil. You are all in a battle rumble, and we are rolling some dice.
We made some friends, y'all.
Don't forget about the angel.
Don't forget about Niall.
Yeah.
He pulls out his holy.
He was in the fight. I forgot he was in the fucking fight. Oh shit.
He pulls out his holy Avenger, turns into Basil, and says, "Guess who's back, bitch?"
Yes.
I just totally forgot about him in this fucking
He
scene.
pulls off the Nile mask, and it's fucking Basil's brother the whole time. Surprise, motherfucker!
Oh shit.
Oh man, that would be epic.
All right, guys.
Yeah, you gotta do a lot. Yeah, prepare the epic battle music.
Yes.
This is the saga fight. Yes, you all might die. I don't think that's gonna happen. There are a lot of forces.
We need the
Someone
Gilded Devil to be
listen,
alive.
Listen,
That's
listen.
what we
This
need.
is a war, and the loophole that I suffered was there was no reason why the boss identifying you as a threat would not come and try and do this.
Yep.
But you have made a lot of friends that would come to your aid. So let's see what happens. I don't often handle fights like this. I like to let the players do things, but let's just have a fucking slugfest. Let's see how it goes.
Hell yeah.
I don't know any of these people.
Right?
Ronan, your diagnostics are going ballistic, bro. Some of these guys are over 9,000, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Learn the Rippling Majesty. Learn his power. Learn what he can do.
All right.
I wrote
Y'all
like,
want y'all want the usual battle music, or y'all want me to find something else?
Go with something fucking epic and fucking whatever. But I trust you.
I mean, I love the normal
Let's do epic
one, but that's
orchestral
just
music.
me.
Need some orchestral.
Skyrim music.
I like the girl that sings. She goes.
Some Skyrim fight music.
Actually, give me 1 second. I literally have to have 3 different books open just to
No,
handle
you're good.
this fight.
Yeah, you're good.
Give me a second.
I need some epic orchestral music. Let's play some Black Swan or Swan Lake.
I do have a bit. I didn't know where the fight would actually take place, and I didn't want to make 7 different fucking maps. But like, I have an idea of how it's gonna look. I'm gonna try and manage it as best I can. But if we do need the map, I've got something on Incarnate. Worst comes to worst, we'll use the map by the riverside because a lot of this is about to take place there. I just don't want to make a mess of it. I want to handle it as quickly and accurately as possible.
Sure.
I don't want to bog it down.
Bog, like the Bog Lord.
Like the Bog Lord.
You know, he said foul something.
I was gonna say the same thing just now. You
my
said
bad.
something about a foul move, and I'm just like, about birds? Really? That's a good pun.
Yeah. There you go. The music should crank up in a second. All right, guys.
I
think we
wrote
can-
Fighting. You are fighting 2 bosses that you have already fought before. You are fighting a boss that you probably did not expect to fight. You were probably expecting to thwart him in the festival. He has shown up at your doorstep tired of the shit, realizing the prophecy is not over, that another has stepped in the shoes of Basil, protecting the party once more. He has lost his composure. He has lost his shit. He is killing his own servants and help, and he is literally taking away the will of his right-hand men just to fucking prove a point. This boss has lost all composure. He is going to try to kill you. That's
That means
that's
he's
where we're
using
at.
spell slots.
Yep. Yes, he is. He is using spell slots.
Hey, use
Absolutely.
disintegration. That's all we need. That's all. That's good.
He used a level 6 spell already, and it was not on you guys.
Yep.
All right. So number 1 list. Let me roll for the lich.
I am scared.
Milo has advantage against being frightened. He's not scared.
Oh, don't worry. There's going to be checks against that when Mr. Doulahan comes up. You remember the Doulahan fights and how much you were battling being afraid, but none of you were actually afraid of him. That fight went good for you because none of you were like shitting your pants. Let me see. This is I doubt anyone's gonna roll lower than that. So we'll put you on the bottom. Now you. Oh man, we're really batting 1,000 with these fucking rolls. Let's see.
Baseball reference.
I've been playing some of the MLB online game. They just gave it away on PlayStation for free, so I actually have been playing a lot of baseball online. Yes. His Rippling Majesty also gets a roll. Oh, the Gilded Devil too.
Don't forget about Nile.
Yeah.
Don't forget about now.
You can just put his initiative at 1.
We all do.
Yeah, I know. We all do.
I completely
I know
forgot
who
he
it
was
is,
in the scene.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a little ASMR.
Watch, he turns into a Solar, completely Mary Sue's the combat. Have a good night, folks.
Oh, don't do that. I'll have to call you Jamie.
No, listen, I will never do that. Okay,
It
there are a lot of things fighting you, but trust me, this is gonna be a fight.
I want the blood.
He just comes in. It is I, Paylor. You're all fucked.
Yeah, stop. So I cast Swords of Revealing Light, and I draw a card.
Now, at level 13 as a caster, what does that mean he can cast as a spell? Can he cast level 9 spells at level 13, or is that something?
Absolutely not. I would not do that to you guys.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I'm just gonna leave y'all.
Yeah, no. If he could do that, this wouldn't even be a fight.
out.
He's gonna cast Power Word Stun on us, and we're just dead.
Just meteor swarm your whole fucking area. And then
Oh,
you're dead. Like,
I didn't even think about that. Oh shit.
yeah, dude, it wouldn't even be a fight. So like, I gave you some. There's a chance you can beat
Yeah.
you can beat him with the help.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we know his health. We know his health.
Yes. Well, he probably has
114.
I haven't gave the information over, but you said that with an @20 I rolled on Arcana. It looked like the staff he was using was doing the time stop spell. Or the time.
It is. You think that the staff is the key to that time thing? Like
We can't get that away from
he's
him.
dumping energy into that. Yeah, if you can get that away from him, that'll probably stop some stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Gonna just shrink him, and we're good.
yes, we do what we did to the Lich. We humiliate him.
We just shrink
Shrink him, and I'll take the
aside.
staff again.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll put it in the bag of holding real quick and run away.
Put him in the bag of. Hey, he could suffocate.
That's a
Put
good
him
thing.
in the bag of holding. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I'll say stand still. Let me stretch this over you real quick.
Yeah. Cause I
Okay,
think-
what'd you guys get on your initiatives? I'm sorry, that took me
Oh, shit.
forever to get all that done.
You're
I
fine.
apologize.
I got a dirty 20.
Nice.
Hell
You beat everything I rolled.
Milo from the top.
Oh yeah, I have a 12.
Okay. Reyna.
A 7.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, I didn't roll too good.
And Ronan.
I'm doing Milo one better. 21.
Oh shit. That's good. That's real good.
A 19.
It's a good start.
So that is Ronan with a 21. Okay, so number one, something's gonna happen. There's a surprise round. None of y'all were expecting the River King to actually throw the fucking river at this guy.
No.
So that's the surprise round. So that's gonna happen.
He's the Avatar.
So I get. Let me see. What can I do? Is a River King may make 3 attacks with his longsword or his flood blast. Okay, so I'm gonna make 3 flood attacks. The first one is gonna go right in his face. This one's gonna be advantage. I'm gonna say.
I'm flooded in my pants.
I critted.
Oh! Well, let's just wrap it up here, guys. Good night. Good night.
All right.
I'm just gonna watch Tom play with himself.
Oh my gosh.
That's fucking crazy.
Holy shit.
I
Hey, at least
critted.
it was on our
I really
end,
did.
not
Yep.
At least it was for us. Yes, it was for us.
It was the crits for us. Yes.
Hang on, this is a lot of fucking D8s.
That's a good thing to hear.
Alright, so.
Who is this against?
Against against the elf, against head
Okay.
honcho himself.
Cool.
The river hits with the there's. I'm not gonna say how much damage it was, because the elf flickers and it goes through him and it blasts towards you guys, and almost like now Reyna and all of you see he has incorporeal properties about him. You're not sure what is causing it or what he is, or if this is a natural thing, but it goes through him almost like he's a phantasm, even though he looks fairly corporeal to you guys. So the crit sadly gets absorbed.
Oh.
The next 2 attacks, however, that one's gonna hit. So let me roll. That's not. That is actually gonna hit him. The elf takes 20 points of
Nice.
bludgeoning damage as the full force of the river, after it goes through him, he comes in with another swipe and just hits the man again with another torrent. And this time, he's solid. The river hits him, and this man has to make... Oh, that's not high enough.
God damn.
He goes-
What's wrong?
He goes flying 60 feet towards you guys.
Oh,
and
baby,
he's
bring him over.
knocked on his ass. So yeah,
Oh.
so basically, surprise round happens. This guy comes out of the river. The elf turns around. Who the fuck are you disturbing this? And he says, I am his rippling majesty. Kneel. And then he just throws the man right down and on his ass.
That's the best entrance.
Yeah, right?
And
This is our Avenger moment.
that is the whole surprise round. We go to Ronan.
Oh, fuck it.
Nice.
The being is 140 feet away from you.
Get that RoboCop.
Yep, this happened. Yep, no one moved in. No one did anything. He is pretty far in.
I thought we said we were inching.
Yeah, I thought we
forward.
moved in a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit.
Oh, did you move up to like the 150 mark or something?
We didn't say where, but that
we didn't
that was the
specify,
idea,
but
was we were
I
moving.
think I don't think we would have got too fucking close though. So I think
Yeah.
150 is probably the best.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're 150 away. That's fine. All right, so he is
90
he is
away?
90 feet away from you. He is 90 feet away from you. Much more tolerable.
Far
Yeah, I was
though.
gonna say that's fucking way too far. I agree with that. No need for that.
Yes. I'll move 30 feet.
Okay. So you move 30 feet in the direction of this wonton skirmish. Yeah, he goes flying past.
He's
he
like a
goes
fucking rock
flying.
on the water.
Yeah, he's skipping on the ground. The Gilded Devil's just standing there amidst a bunch of powdered birds. Like, the Dualuan's just standing there, like. So you move 30 feet. Do you double move? Do you want to move again?
That makes me in 60 feet range.
I'll put you within 30 if you move up 60.
You'll be
30
30 feet away from the elf.
If I move
maybe you
30,
don't want to get close to the elf though. That might be fair.
Yeah, if you move 30, you're within 60.
Is prone?
He's
Does that
prone.
give it advantage?
To melee attacks, it does.
Yeah, range
It
attacks.
gives disadvantage. Yeah, it gives disadvantage to ranged attacks.
But you can still try.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna
Get in there, me boy.
I'm gonna throw a hand axe at the guy. Fuck it.
Just fucking throw. You just
But-
fucking arc it.
I'm gonna say fucking screw it, and I want to
you,
use one of mine.
All right, you do have disadvantage on the throw because he's prone, but other than that,
Yeah.
that's
I already had disadvantage because it's.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's long
fine.
range.
But I'm gonna spend a superiority die and try and disarming attack him.
Oh, that's a Hail Mary right there. I like that.
That's what I'm saying.
This is a cool visual. If this
Come on,
works, this is a
baby.
cool ass visual.
Oh my god! I rolled a nat 20.
Oh.
I'm so sad. But I rolled an 18 as well.
Oh.
That is 26 to hit.
Oh. Let's hear it.
The axe hits where the hand should be. It goes through the wrist. His incorporeal does trigger, sadly.
No.
I am giving you an inspiration if you don't have one. That was a good move, and if this was not a superior opponent with stupid powers, you would have succeeded. Absolutely. It was a very good move. And I would have actually given it to you, but I have vowed I am not pulling punches this fight. I am letting the dice roll this fight. So it appears attacking this being is he has an ability to not take damage. Some attacks just go through him. You're not sure if it's magic, mundane, you're not sure what the math is on this or what the diagnostics of it are, but apparently some attacks just go through him.
So even with it hitting, he would.
What's up?
Even with it not technically hitting him.
You keep cutting
Oh,
out.
man. Whoa.
Sorry, man. No, yeah, you just keep cutting out. I'm not getting the last part of what you're saying.
Would even if I didn't hit him, because it technically did, but it doesn't. Would he still make the saving throw?
For the disarm, I'm gonna rule that because this went through him, so it technically never did connect. So it's not even about the damage effect. It's like the thing went through him. The axe went
phased
right
through
at he actually
Thought to
phased
ask,
through
and-
it. No, it was fair to ask.
That's all I'm gonna do for now.
That's a hell of a throw, though.
Yeah, that was actually very good. I actually wish it would have happened. I really do.
That's a cool visual.
Yeah, it was a brilliant throw, and it hit right where he was, and you see it go through him, and it banks into the soil, right into the grass. The elf looks at you, and he does acknowledge your skill. You see respect in his eyes.
Hey,
Uh,
nice.
Is that it
Just
for
bloodshot
Ronan?
Red. Yeah, my eyes are bloodshot red though, because I am seeing.
Oh yeah, dude. Like,
That's all. That's all I'm gonna do.
Milo's turn.
So, question.
Yes.
Attacking a prone individual is at disadvantage because they are harder to hit, right? Because there's less
Yeah.
body. What if you're
Yeah,
up?
it's
What if
weird.
you're up in the air and you have like a bird's eye view of the body and they're laying down on the ground?
I don't want to complicate it too much with that, so I'm gonna keep it by the book.
Okay,
But
just making sure.
you can ready it. You can ready an action to wait for this fucker to get up from prone and then take your action. if
He's
you
just
wanna
gonna
get
crawl on the
around that.
ground. He just stays on the ground.
Yeah, right.
I'm not. I'm not gonna be like that. I promise.
Sorry.
No, I'll just, as a free action, I'll just say, wow, I remember you from, like, way back when we first started this in the tavern. Yeah, I never trusted you then. I certainly don't trust you now. I cast Hunter's Mark. And,
Can't stop. He has no ability to stop that.
Yeah.
There's nothing he can do about it.
And I'm gonna take both my shots at disadvantage against this guy.
Very well.
You son of a bitch! 12 to hit on the first one.
Will miss.
Yeah.
He rolls out of the way.
15 on the second one.
15. He immediately starts to invoke, and a mystical force field surrounds him briefly, and the arrow pangs off of him as he shields himself. And he looks at you, he says, I am the veteran of 1,000 battles. You are going to have to try harder than that, stalker.
Can I just, like, as an extra, like a bonus free action, just say, I honestly just wanted to talk and you didn't let that happen. Like, I was more than willing to have a conversation and you decided that that was
I was
not...
in the middle of talking and your fae fuck interrupted me. Don't give me that.
That's not true. You said you were tired of talking and wanted to attack us. And then he came out of nowhere. We didn't summon him. That was his choice.
Enough! He realizes you're right and he just screams at you.
That's...
Hey, you got him to use his reaction.
Yeah, that's...
That's his AC's increased though, I think now because of that.
It is. His AC's 5 higher right now. But yeah, who knows what other reactions this fucker had. He's not doing them now.
That's my turn.
The music.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, dude, the music is bad.
That's my turn. Boom!
That big old brass hit, like. It is the Gilded Devil's turn. Let's see, he's in one of 2 books. I have 2 books. Oh, I've got 3 books open actually, but a bunch of these monsters are in both of these books on different pages, so I have to keep fucking flipping. And
Yep.
shit's fucking. All right, what is his speed? 30. He was there. Oh my god.
This is his moment to ascend to a higher devil status.
Was he still under contract?
No, he broke that.
Okay.
He broke that, and he was revealing things, and like, cause the elf released him from his infernal service, and so the devil's like, oh, I can spill all your secrets now, then, bitch, and then that's what started all this. Actually, that's what made him freak out. Actually, him doing that. That's when he tried to kill the guy, and he wasn't even attacking you. He was attacking this bitch for spilling secrets.
Yeah.
So the Gilded Devil is gonna run right over to the prone fucking elf, and all of a sudden a dire flail appears in his hands, and he's gonna start wailing on the prone elf.
Hell yeah.
He says, cantrip tricks won't save you from hell, and he starts fucking overhand whacking him, and he gets advantage. Sad that's gonna miss. This one. the shield is gonna. Yeah. So one of the times the flail doesn't come close. It's a very clumsy swing. The next time it clangs off of the shield, and the elf is still, prone, holding his hands up, keeping this energy at bay as this fucking heavy flail that probably would have fucking cracked his goddamn bones. He's an unarmored fucking, elf. Maybe not with his, phasing abilities, but who knows? That is the Gilded Devil's turn, and he is screaming. He is screaming to all of you in common. He is the one. He is the ringleader. We must kill him. And he passes the turn. It's Hal.
Woo, baby! I'm about to make a
90
name for myself.
90 to like maybe 85 feet.
Here's what I'll do. I will. So is the lich still locked up? Or can I look at the? Can I make a perception check to see what the? Yeah, can I make a perception check to look at the lich? Or can I make an insight check? An insight check.
Yeah.
To read the lich.
I'll allow an insight check that is like your.
I'm trying to pick up on what he's gonna do. Is like that's what I'm trying to grab. Okay.
Yes.
Probably not the greatest. A 10. Probably not.
It looks like a 10 tells you. It looks like he's waiting for his turn to go, and you're not sure what he's gonna do, but you don't think that he's helpless and not doing anything or paralyzed. You think he's just not himself, and whatever his action's gonna be, it's probably not gonna be likely for your benefit.
Okay. That being said, would you allow me to pull an item out of my bag of holding?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm not gonna bar you from doing that.
I will pull the gnarled staff of the lich out of my bag of holding, and I will dash, just like 60 feet, to the east, kind of like in a diagonal way, to pull his attention away from the group.
Okay. So number one, as you're, so where do you run? And where do you run again?
So since he's on, so we're looking at him straight on. He's on the right side. Yes. So I'm running diagonally. Actually, probably more horizontally. Probably more horizontally.
The keep itself.
Yeah, just to away from the party, away from the group, just to pull the lich's attention. Gotcha. I'm making sure to fucking rodeo the staff above my head as I run.
Milo, you don't believe, with your passive perception, you don't believe the lich is really paying attention to the staff so much, but all of you see the elf. He's shielding himself from this flail attacks. He sees Halward do that, and he goes, "You bastard! I actually believed you."
Yeah, you're a fucking dumbass. But as I run, I'm going to, I wanted people to see it. I'm gonna, if you allow, put it back into the bag of holding.
Oh yeah.
And I will just run, dash, do that. Yeah, and then as a bonus action,
you say yeehaw.
As a bonus action, I will look back towards Reyna, because she should still be within 60 feet of me, and I will inspire you. I will say, "Don't die!" And I'll hold my thumb up. That's your inspiration for me. So you have a D8 for 10 minutes. For ability checks, saving throws, and attack rolls. That's my turn.
Don't die.
Bunch of theatrics is what that was. If anyone's gonna make an ass, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be the goof ass.
River King turn.
Ooh, getting hot in this room.
River King is going to actually, he could have done. You guys noticed, he's been inching his way over here, slowly towards the fallen guy, about 15 feet at a time. He's turning into like this almost translucent liquid form, and he just flows up slowly. And now you're noticing he's been using legendary actions at the end of your guys' turn. I forgot to do that, and he would have done it, because now he's in range. He's 30 feet closer, and now he can move 30 feet to the prone lich and start wailing on him with the devil.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, his mission is the devil currently. Three strikes come down, 2 of them have merit. The first goes through him. The second, sadly, is a stab right through his head that also goes through him. Breaking through the shield, he is still incorporeal, and both of those strikes by the skin of his teeth do not go through.
What am I missing?
I think it's just probably a feature of him.
So the first missed, the second hit but missed, the third missed but he deflected it?
It hit his AC and then it goes through him.
Yeah.
Yes. Because that's the order this has to go in. It procs on hits. So if it hits, there is a chance that it
misses.
doesn't hit.
Yeah.
That's how the crit missed, is this happened.
Okay.
And it happened to you with your arrow as well.
Yes.
Someone say he's just built different.
Mm-hmm.
Built BBEG.
B.
Yeah. A big booty bitch.
It's Reyna's turn.
Oh shit.
Dang, someone rolled worse than me?
A lot of my things.
The
roll worse
Doolahans and
than
Lich
you.
are they're just lollygagging. They're in La La Land.
Okay, well, I'm gonna first, of course, cast my Blade Song.
Yeah, these are some of the worst initiatives I've rolled in the history of running this game. I'm not kidding. Like this is a record. These are record lows.
That's right. It's not like we've done much on our turns.
Yeah, it happens.
And I think I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mirror Image. So you'll start to see just like flickers of Reyna. And I guess I'm 150 feet, so I guess I'll run forward 30 feet. And that's my turn.
Very nice.
So you have the images going?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you blade sing as well or no?
Yes, that's a bonus action.
So
It's one
Reyna
of my
gets
features.
she gets
Reyna's
the Doctor
invincible.
Strange. Gets the Doctor Strange defense going.
Yep.
It's a good fucking combo, actually.
Yeah.
I like
no
it.
one can touch me.
She's just dancing through the sky like a stream dancer with little streamers. Whipping.
Right now we've got he goes from prone. He's gonna provoke some opportunity attacks as he floats 20 feet in the air. River King will make an attack.
What a freak.
That will miss. And the Gilded Devil will also make an attack. That is going to hit. Let me... That does actually hit. You see this flail crash into the elf's shoulder, and you hear it do damage. You don't think it's doing as much damage as something like that probably should, but it is doing damage. And he floats up 20 feet, and he's no longer prone. So anybody attacking him with range gets no disadvantage. He is out of the range of most of the melee weapons, though. Who is the biggest? He immediately... how far away is Hal? Oh, yeah, you are. Okay. He looks at you. He looks right at Halward and says... He says... It isn't personal, it is only business. And he begins to cast a spell at Howard. Does anybody do anything about this?
Can I tell what kind of spell it is, or is it too fast to react?
Make a Arcana check.
I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration.
Okay, that's a good use. It's a D8.
Ooh. Okay. Sorry. $18.
All right. I'm gonna take a minute break, but I'm gonna leave you with this cliffhanger as you decide what you're gonna do. He is casting Disintegration.
Yeah, I know.
All word.
Yeah. I can dig it.
No! Counterspell immediately.
It would be funny because I think when you get disintegrated, you blow into a puff of smoke and your loot just drops like a mob in a game.
Yeah.
I think it's the funniest fucking thing.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
I'll be happy. That'd be funny. That would be a cool way to go.
That will not be funny. Stop.
So what do I need to roll then? Because
I'm
take a look at
casting
this.
it at 4th level, so I don't know if that does anything. Let me see. The attention. If the creature is casting a spell 3rd level or lower.
I know it's like a caster level check or something.
Oh, okay. DC is 10 plus
What's the spell level?
So I have to roll it though, right?
Okay, so whatever the spell level of disintegration is. So that's
Yeah,
the DC.
whatever.
6.
It's a 16. DC 16.
Got
you got this. It's okay. It's only my life. I'll only hold it over your head for the rest of your life.
You
I'm just
will.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I won't do that.
Oh, please.
But I will. I will come back as a character to annoy the shit out of all of you.
I'm scared of my dice. Okay.
Got this.
Let me put some sad, somber music on real quick if it's a fail.
Okay,
You got
okay.
this. Don't even look. You want me to come look at it for you?
That is okay. Plus my Hold on.
The suspense is bad.
Sorry.
I know her
Okay.
heart's beating like 1,000,000 miles an hour.
I rolled okay. Hold on. What do I add? Hold on.
Is it your concentration? Yeah, I don't know how counterspell
Or is
actually
it-
works.
I thought you had
Is
it
it
up,
my-
so I took it down. Hang on, give me 1 second. I'm
Well,
bringing
it
it up.
says what I have to beat is 10 plus the spell, so I have to beat a 16.
Yeah. So 16 or higher. What did you roll?
Right. Yeah. What'd you roll?
Oh, it's just what I roll?
16 or higher.
I
What
don't
did
know
you
if there's a
roll?
modifier added to it or not.
Do I add my modifier or no?
Let
Guys,
me go read.
hold on.
I'm bringing up the damn spell. Hang on.
Well, I don't. Yeah, there's a chance I don't get disintegrated.
Oh,
It's
you
okay.
so no, you roll a die. You roll a die, and it's an ability check using your spell casting ability. So it's your intelligence modifier that you add to the roll, but it is a raw d20 roll.
So +4 to the d20 roll.
It's just what I needed. I rolled a 12.
Oh. So 16.
So, I beat it, right?
Beats it.
I beat it right.
Hey,
I beat the game.
What if he counterspells it? He can counterspell. I'm sure he has it.
No!
Yeah.
Don't!
Hey,
The-
counter spell.
I implore you to do it.
crackling green energy flows from his fingers as he immediately does the incantation, and Reyna recognizes what's happening and quickly begins to counterspell it, and the green ray is quickly dispersed before it ever makes contact, before the roll's ever made. And the elf looks at Reyna, and he smiles as politely as possible, and he says, "Your father would be proud, but it changes nothing."
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you.
And yeah, he tried. He shot his fucking disintegration ray, and it
Oh.
never came. That is
My
that
heart
is it
hurts
for
right
his
now.
that is his turn. The Dualuhan rides. He gallops forth onwards towards Halward.
I charge. it's that Basil. It's that Basil over there. He saunters over to me.
No, I don't have a reaction, guys. So,
Hey,
Don't
that's
die.
okay. That's fine.
don't die.
You'll get it back before.
Listen, that was a hell of a use of a reaction spell, stopping a disintegration ray. Let me tell you, that was some good use. All right, he is the Dualahan is galloping 60 feet towards where you guys are, towards where Helward is specifically. So
Oh, he
he
can come
is
too.
he is now fairly close to where he's basically under where the elf is. So he's under where the elf is. Ronan is about like 60 feet away. Halward is about like 30-ish feet away. Reyna stayed in the back a little bit, so she's like probably 90 to 80 feet away. And Dualahan pulls his spine out and he holds the head, and he says, "You're going to pay for what you've done to Sir Malachi." And he
Fuck that
pulls
guy.
the spine out. He pulls the spine out, and he says, "I'm gonna rip that armor from your corpse and bring it back to the Feywild." And fuck it, what can we do?
I dab on him.
He is going. He as he
Slow
looks
motion.
as he looks at you, you feel that familiar feeling in the pit
Yep.
of your heart. You are doomed, and you don't know when it is going to go away. And the headless horseman just that's what he does.
Yep. I know. I remember what it is. I know. Jacob remembers.
Pepperidge
and then,
Farm, remember?
So he says that, and he's got the whip, and he holds his head out towards you, and you feel that feeling, and then
Yep.
he speaks perish into shadows, and you must make a con saving throw right now.
Now, is this a charm?
Oh no, it's not.
Okay.
It is the
just wanna make sure.
opposite of charm.
Oh no.
Hey, you know what? I hit him with one of these and I flip him off. 22.
22. You feel your heart murmur and stop in your chest for the briefest of milliseconds,
Well,
and then you're
well,
fine.
I know. I remember.
Felt the heart attack begin to happen,
Well.
but you do not go into cardiac arrest. Dualohan has failed a second time to do it.
But Howard's gonna do that little heartbeat dance. Start doing, pump him up chest. Hal just starts breaking out in the dance when he's nervous.
And that, Mr. Lich, yeah, you're I know what you're doing. I'll look up the damn spell.
Funny thing is Milo's just sitting here, like, watching all this happen. He doesn't see much happening at all. He's like,
Everyone's missing.
what? Not even that. Like, even if they hit, it's like, I don't know what just happened. What are we doing?
Just wanted to talk.
Milo's just like, shoot an arrow and hit. It's like Basil just swung a sword and hit. Reyna just, whip or fireball and hit. Like, there's a lot of brain things going on here. I don't understand.
How close? Did Reyna move at all, and did Milo move at all?
I moved my full 30 feet.
Okay.
I did not. I did
in
not
what direction?
move. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Milo did not move. Okay. Where? So Reyna moved towards what? Ronan, and Ronan double moved. Okay. I think I understand.
Because
What were you saying?
I was gonna say the Lich should be about 150 away still.
Yes.
'Cause,
That's not.
From where we initially started, so it'll be closer now.
Yeah, I thought we got within 90 feet of the line. Isn't that what we said?
Well, no, you guys got within. So we were 100 feet away, and then the big guy
Yes.
or the elf got pushed towards us 60 feet
Yes.
by
That's what caused
the River King, so we were able to get up closer to him,
Yes. Okay.
and then everyone else should be still whatever the distance is.
I'm 120 feet away.
Yes. Yep. I didn't mean to sound rude there. I'm literally mapping
No,
it all
you're good.
out in my head, and I know that I can't do what I initially wanted to do. That you guys are